Hello, Libra. Welcome to a Timeless Justice for Libra reading, where we discuss however justice wants to be discussed in the terminologies of 7th the reader for Sekhmet energies that I read for. Bear in mind, the tactic of doing so may feel merciful or merciless to the approach of you, the listener. However, more or less, with the reading being led by Sekhmet energy, and I, the reader, the reading will go however it will desire for itself to go. With that in mind, keep in mind that you have decided to tap into a collective general reading. This is not a one-to-one reading, so it is highly imperative that you use your intuition and discernment to take all the bits and pieces that resonate with you and leave behind with the reading anything that may not. I, 7th, and Master 7th, I read these energies for you. If you'd like more description and detail, the description box below will have that information for you. It will also have various links on how to allocate yourself between the two sister channels that I run. In regards to the reading itself, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, please remember, femininity and masculinity reflect one another, meaning femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies, and masculinity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies as well. All right, Libra. All right, Libra. Let's get to your reading. You are afraid of something. You're afraid for your future, but that's because you haven't amended yourself with finite closure of your past. There's someone that you owe an apology to, yet you keep convincing yourself that you're the one that needs an apology. Obviously, that's not for everyone. I hope you're still not trying to calculate your synchronicities, Libra. Synchronicities are not synchronicities if you plan them. Obviously, that also isn't for everyone. All right, let's get into your reading. 222. That is the synchronicity for everyone. All right. As two cards come out, the Devil and the Ace of Pentacles. You are in a shit show of a confusion of yourself, and you don't know how to express it. If you've been in it for a long time, and you don't want to maybe bring validation and truth to that, which is totally understandable, but if it feeds a deniability, we can't accept it for too much longer. All right. Some of you just had a very interesting past here, all right? Very interesting past. And you're not interested to recycle the shit parts of the past again, if ever. However, there are qualities of the past that you do want to entertain in the present. Interesting. And you think that entertaining them in the present is not going to affect your future, which... Okay, if that's the message, that's your message. Moving on, you need to bring some pen to paper kind of thing. Get your thoughts out onto the paper. Do a bit of inner detoxification by letting it go. Some of you are like not speaking. Okay, you feel prosperous, but you're also being chained by opportunity, and maybe that is propelling inopportunity at the same time. All right, there's like a lot of like good things and there's like shit things. All right, and maybe there's a good person in your life, but for some reason you can't talk about the bad apples in your fruit basket with that person, and that doesn't make it seem fair. Okay, at the same time, there's a wishfulness that you come across an individual like that, because I think there's something within you that needs to mature. So, if the shoe fits, all right, we have Knight of Wands. I mean, again, if the shoe fits. Yeah, I was just going to say, you put yourself in this position. You made certain decisions to be in this type of position, okay? This isn't where somebody kidnapped you and forced something to you and took your rights out. No, you knowingly are putting yourself in a situation and then gaslighting yourself for being in that fucking situation. 9 of Swords with the Sun card. Lord. Okay. Temperance. To dance with the temper. To temporally dance. The antics of temper. The calmingness of temper. how we can calm temper by giving it some attention and just being in a moment, and then it eases itself down. Some of you are around this individual, and because this individual doesn't give a shit about listening to your traumas of life, they seem to be easing you down. At the same time, there's an uneasiness within you that's feeling like, no, I don't feel as eased. I feel gaslit. I feel like you don't want to talk about it. I feel like you're not interested. And that is probably true. This person is not interested. But you're interested in something else, and with that something else does not come with that relationship. So it seems to me that some of you have a sexual relationship with someone, but not an emotional relationship with someone. Basically, that trajectory. Okay? Obviously not for everyone. The Fool. All right? You're trying to maybe understand why your life is the way it is. Okay? It's not all bad for everybody here. All right? Some of you are like adamant to understand the unruly parts of yourself and using that as a way to maybe suppress those unruliness, so that way you can at least show up to the sense of responsibility that life says, well, this is what you need to pay attention to because, well, you want food on your table, right? And then there's certain elements of then maybe having the food on the table and then having thoughts that are beyond the table that you're eating this food at, meaning your concerns for the moment before making the food, the concerns as you're eating the food, and the concerns is who's doing the dish after eating the food, or the concerns for tomorrow's deadlines and beyond, all right? There's certain atrocities that come to yet still checking all the milestones and the due dates and the bills and answering the notifications and answers and questions to other people that you're doing. Yet there's an element of like chaos. Because some of that chaos, when I would look in it from one angle and look at it from another angle, it's going to intersect somewhere, and that's exactly where the issue is. And that issue is going to be within your vortex in your world. So it's going to be needing to trigger, well, it's your problem, it's your problem, it's your problem, it's your problem, until you realize, oh no, what's my problem? And then enough moments in those problems like, oh, euphoria, oh, I can bring resolve to a problem. All right, funny, not funny, I know. Short and sweet with the signs, man, with the air signs lately, it's wild. I'm like, I'm done. I want to get out of here, and it's only 7 minutes in. Interesting. So the Hanged Man, all right? That's probably the reason why I want to be out, all right? Out of the reading, meaning there is an energy that you've allowed yourself to make manifest and reason for yourself. You don't know it. You don't remember calling that for yourself, because these are all major arcana. These are major mysteries saying what they want to say. They can be interpreted as close to perfect as possible and still mean a contradiction to you, okay? And that's also proven with the Devil card here. We have so many major arcanas, and we have only 4 minor arcanas, okay? We have one more of the major, and then we have the minor. So as far as this reading so far is concerned, the major mystery is going to remain a major mystery. 10 of Pentacles. Major mystery does not mean it has to be inopportunistic for you. It could be very opportunistic for you and still ask you to polish and cleanse and just clean up the things that you have. Caress the things that you have. Show loyalty and romance the things that you do own, starting with yourself and translating that with others. Those are mini mile markers that you can achieve to get a grander picture of a more harmonious space of wherever you are, whether that's mentally, physically, somewhere, or in relationship to someone with, in relationship to something. All right, it is draining me. Some of you have some crazy like mental stuff happening here. Okay, mental stuff meaning like feeling very woozy, feeling like faintish, but not fainting, not passing out. Just hearing more whispers of energies that you're like, I don't think that was me. But if I say that I'm hearing shit, people are gonna say I'm crazy, or like, But meanwhile, you watch Netflix and you chilling and you're like inundated with the imaginary of what the fuck could be out there. And that's all accepted. That's like a fan base, fandom. But you in real time talking about some weird shit is like, oh no, you're crazy. Oh no, I'm not crazy. Maybe you just don't understand my language. And maybe that's also what's happening to you at this time with the people that are around you. We have the Sunbeam, number 21. We have Palace, Wisdom, number 29. And then we have Protection, Cancer Energy, number 4. All right. And I'm being told to leave exactly where that is. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond. May you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.